First of all, just let me say my name is Desiree Wade, and I am a mother of 5. I have grown adults. I have 3 kings and 2 queens. And I'm a grandmother, so I have 9 grandbabies, believe it or not. And I have 2 great grandbabies. I'm just the bomb, that's all. And so by trade, I'm a hairstylist. I did that for quite a number of years until I got burned out on it. When I wasn't able to open my own salon, it's like I'm working for somebody else and slaving for someone else, and I just got burned out over that. But I still do hair as a profession, you know, with family members and sometimes friends. So that's something that I grew up doing. My mother used to fix my hair when it was, you know, and I always kept her hair really pretty. So hair is something that I always enjoyed doing. But moving forward, I'm just going to tell you my story. I was at a family function back in 1986, okay? And during that time, I was a caregiver. So I was taking care of my different family members at the time, and then as years came on, like starting in 2003, I was taking care of my dad and my mother, but more my dad because my dad was the sickest up until 2015 when I lost him in February 2015. So my mom is 84 now, and I'm still taking care of her. And so I'm really, really busy doing a lot of stuff, okay, especially caregiving. And I have other family members that I take care of too. So it keeps me pretty busy. It's kind of hard to stay on schedule with things. But I decided that I wanted to be able to work from home. So I got into searching for things online to be able to learn about the online business and see how far that could take me. I've been doing that for about 4 years now, actually about 4.5 years now. And so through that process, I met a lot of really great friends. And so back in last year, around August or September, I met one of my team members that I had been connected with for a long time. His name is William Watson. He introduced me to 2 amazing mentors, and I know you know this lady and this gentleman, Trisha Ghosh and Malik Amir. So those are my mentors, okay? And I've learned so much from this lady and this gentleman. And I consider them as family, just like I consider you all as family. And so, like I said, back in 1986, I was in a terrible car accident. And at the time, my second son, he was about a year old. And I was sitting at a red light, and I was hit from behind by this guy driving out of control in this pickup truck. I didn't see him coming. I didn't know I was getting ready to be hit until I was actually hit. And it was other traffic around, but it was when the light turned green, nobody got out to help us. Everybody fled, and which opened a doorway for him to do the same. So it was actually a hit and run. And so fortunately, my son was not injured in that accident. And I was injured because I received whiplash. Now, I had heard about whiplash, but I had never experienced whiplash until that very day. And when I tell you it literally feels like the back of your neck is on fire, it felt like the back of my neck was on fire, like a torch or something had been placed to me. And so through the years, I suffered with that pain in my neck and my shoulders and my mid upper back, okay? And then, you know, a few years after that, I experienced other car accidents, like 2 other ones, but it was one that I had experienced that I was holding on to the steering wheel really tight, and I was trying to turn out of the way of this vehicle that was coming head on to me, and I wasn't able to move out of the way, but I had a grasp of that wheel, and so my hands, my wrists and my hands became so stiff and painful. It just stayed in pain a lot, to the point where I couldn't even pick up a 2-liter bottle of Coke. That's how bad it was. And so what I did back in August, it was August last year when I met Trisha and Malik. He got involved with something called quantum energy wellness. Now, I was skeptical at first, and I was hearing his videos and things like that because I'm always close to them. I'm always following them. And so, mind you, I was already connected with them anyway in another business. So what happened was I kept seeing him, okay? And then back in December, my mother, I had to take her to a doctor for her knees and all of this because she just had so much pain in her knees. And I was taking her to a doctor, and I found this pain center where they inject these long needles into your knees to rebuild the cartilage with some type of silicone, okay? Well, I was doing that before I decided to try quantum energy wellness. So in January, I decided to try it, but I didn't try it until February, okay? And so, okay, that's fine. And so, I'm sorry. And so what happened was, after seeing the videos and hearing his story and hearing other people's testimonials, it's like, I'm in all of this pain. Why not just give it a try? And so that's what I did. I decided to just give it a try, okay? And so I am so glad that I did. That was the best decision that I could have ever made, okay? I tried it. I signed up for the app on the 27th of February. I activated that app for pain relief, and for some reason I decided to use cardiovascular. I don't know why. I just did. And so when I went to bed that night, I got up the next morning and I got out of my bed, but I didn't realize what I had done. Prior to that, I was always having to take my hands and put it behind my head to lift my head up off my pillow every morning. That's how much pain I was in. I got up out of my bed on February the 28th that morning, did not realize that I had not assisted myself getting out of my bed. So I thought about it when it dawned on me. It's like, wait a minute, did I just get out of that bed? And so I went and laid back down in my bed because I wanted to know for sure, did I just do what I think I just did? And so I went and got back in my bed, literally, and I raised up off my pillow without any assistance whatsoever. And I tell you, when that pain was gone, I mean, it was gone. And it's still gone, okay? I'm still not experiencing that pain. And I do not run my pain boost all the time. I ran it for the first 14 days, and after that, it's been periodically, okay? So with me having that experience, I realized, and I didn't think about this in the beginning when I was sharing my story, but I realized that my hands weren't hurting anymore. My wrists weren't hurting anymore. I could pick up a soda bottle, okay, without any pain. So needless to say, I started going grocery shopping and picking up some bags and stuff because I was able to do that again, okay? And so when it came to my mom, I said, well, if this works for me, surely this will work for my mom. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't need to know how it worked. All I needed to know is that it worked, okay? And so I went to my mother. I sat on her bedside. I said, I have something I want you to do for me. Sat on her bedside. I said, now talking to the phone. She said, what am I talking into the phone for? I said, I need you to do this for me. So please just cooperate. Just do this for me. Humor me. And so she did. And what I did was I set her up on the pain relief and inflammation. Okay. And then I went home after I got her in the bed and everything. Now, mind you, my mother suffered with arthritis knee pain for years. I can't count how many years. It's been years. And she's 84 now. Every time she would get up, it would take her every bit of 2 minutes to get positioned to where she could take that first step. Okay? I called my mother the very next morning and I asked her, do you feel any pain? Are you feeling any pain? Are you okay? She said, I'm okay, baby. I don't feel any pain. I said, are your knees bothering you? She said, no, they feel fine. I said, are you sure? And so when she said that, I was like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Because she was telling me that her pain was gone. So I told her, I said, I'm coming to you. I went to her apartment. She was still lying in her bed at that moment. And I asked her, I said, I need you to stand up for me. My mother sat up on the side of her bed and literally just stood up. And then she started walking. I was like, wait a minute. Are you sure your knees are not hurting? Because she didn't have to struggle with that. She literally just stood up on her feet and walked toward me, walked down her hallway, turned around and looked at me with this big, beautiful smile that she has. And I was like, all right, then. Then just come back to me. And that's what she did. And so I keep my mother on the pain and inflammation, and I keep her on the today's immunity because she's very vulnerable, and I want to make sure that her immune system is strong. I run the immune system 24/7. I keep it running, okay? Today's immunity is my best info boost. That is the info boost that I love because it protects me and it protects my mother. I've got a son. Dang, y'all can just go on, okay? But I have a son that dealt with esophageal burn since he was 14 years old. Okay, he had woke up one day and he had this pain in his stomach and his chest. I had taken him to the doctor several times and they started him on some kind of stuff, some kind of chalky stuff, and it just never worked. And so as he got older, the pain intensified. So he was dealing with this pain and taking different type of medications and stuff for a long period of time. And so in March, I went to my son and I told him what I had my hands on. He believes in energy. Okay, we're always talking about that kind of stuff. And so I took the app to him and I had him to talk into the phone. I put him on the pain relief, digestion. Okay, I put him on that, the digestion and inflammation, the pain, digestion, and inflammation. And he literally, I'm sorry guys, I'm out sitting outside and I can't use my headphones. So I started him on those 3 boosts. When I did that, the next morning, I didn't find this out till 3 days later though. The next morning, his pain was gone. And he woke up, he would always wake up with this metallic taste in his mouth. And so he said that that taste was no longer there. So he called me 3 days later and told me what he had been experiencing. And he said, Mama, I just wanted to make sure that I was experiencing what I thought I was experiencing. I just wanted to make sure that this was really happening to me because I have not been without pain since I was 14 years old. And so with everything, different things that he was taking, it masked it, you know, the pain. was like a Band-Aid over it, but the pain never went away. Okay? With this, the pain went away completely. And he's right now, today, I keep him on that, and he calls me and he tells me, Mama, I'm feeling great. So I tell you, I thank God for Dr. Cook. I know that this is a godsend. I don't know who's new on this call, but all I can say to you is that if you are sitting on the fence about quantum energy wellness, Limbic Arc, get off the fence. Don't think about it anymore. All you have to do is just try it. That's it. No cost to you. You know, no cost to you, because we're offering free trials right now. So just try it. And Daniel, I'm going to say this, and this is where I'm going to close. I have a friend that is a part of this company now. He has a cousin that lost his brother last year to cancer. It's a twin. Okay? That cousin died 2 days ago. He was found in his house 2 days ago, Daniel. And I just talked to him last week. He was more concerned about his girlfriend than his own health. And now he's dead. Okay? He just didn't, he was skeptical about it. He didn't really want to try it, when that's all he had to do was just try it. So I'm telling you, you don't know what's going on inside your physical body. Only your body can tell you that. Okay? And we're not claiming to heal any diseases or anything like that. That's not what this is. Okay? But I'm just speaking to you. If you're new to this call, just try it. Get with the person that invited you here and just try it. But that's my journey, Daniel. I'm well, I'm healthy, and Limbic Arc is mine for life. For as long, I plan to live to be 150, okay?
And hey, Desiree,
Yes.
somebody that knows you well, it's Gypsy Activator, I believe. I don't know who that is, but they put on there that you have a testimony about a grandbaby, and they said it's the best. And we still got time. Can you share that with us?
Yes, I would love to. Oh my
Come
God. I thought I was running out of time. I didn't want to take too much time.
No. Let's roll.
Yes, I have a grandson that is autistic. Okay. And I had him with me because I get him like every other week. I had him with me this particular week. And 2 days out of that week, he was screaming and crying because he has really bad meltdowns. Okay. And so the day before, he was screaming and crying. I didn't know what to do. You know, I had him on the pain relief and I had him on the calm. But for some reason, these weren't working anymore. In the beginning, okay. But then later on, it's like something happened. I don't know, because he's on a really strong medication that at bedtime, his parents put him on that so that he can be able to go to sleep. And I learned about this medication and the side effects of it and all of that. Okay. And pain was one of them, and headaches was one of them. Okay. So I'll take that back. I didn't have him on the pain. I had him on the calm. Okay. I had him on the calm relief. So the next day he had another meltdown. And I mean, he was crying and he was screaming. I was like, what, child, what is wrong with you? He's nonverbal and he's still in pull-ups. So he couldn't tell me what was wrong with him. Okay. So I'm looking at him, I'm fixing him something to eat, and he's having this severe meltdown. I can't get through to him. So I put his food in front of him. He wouldn't eat. So he's sitting at the table and he's holding his ears and he's just screaming. Okay. So I looked at him, and for some reason it dawned on me, turn on the pain info boost. Since I already had him connected, turn on the pain info boost. So I let him cry into the phone. I turned that pain info boost on, and oh my God, I promise you that once I activated that, I was standing in my kitchen. He was sitting at the dining room table. And all of a sudden, it's like, the only way I can describe it is like this blanket of calm just came over him. And he just started calming down. And I'm watching him. And it's like a metamorphosis right before my very eyes. I'm seeing it, but I don't know if I believe it, if I did or didn't believe it, you know what I'm saying? Because it was happening so fast. I mean, it was like almost immediate. It was in 5 minutes or less. That baby calmed down from head to toe. He turned around. He started eating his food. He ate everything in front of him that he would not touch. He drank his juice. He started swinging his little legs at the table, and he started smiling. He just started smiling. And I'm still standing there looking at this child, okay? I'm standing here and I'm looking at him, and I promise you, he stood up off his chair. I don't know what music he was listening to, but he started dancing. And then he looked up at me with these big, pretty blue eyes of his. And he was just smiling. And I had to just hold on to him, you know, because I realized that the day before, he was in pain and I didn't know it. I didn't know. But I'm so grateful that I learned that day, because it took everything that was hurting him. It just took it all away. And I was so amazed, and I'm so grateful for Limbic Arc Quantum Energy Wellness. I promise you all, if y'all are sitting on the fence about this, you have got to, if you don't do nothing else, just try it. For 24 or 48 hours, it doesn't matter, you know. I usually let people try it for 48 hours, and when they do, they either make a decision that they want to keep it or they don't. The decision is theirs, you know. But I promise you, this is a godsend, and I will tell anybody that it's like that energy is just amazing, how it just corrects you, you know. Things that you can't see that's going on with you, and it's designed to help us have a better quality of life. And I am having a better quality of life, and my family members are having a better quality of life. And so thank you all so much for allowing me to share my story.